Hi, I'm Andrew with J&C Guns, and this is a field strip disassembly of a Colt Series 70 government model, 1911 style 45 caliber pistol. And this is the full-size version with the 5-inch barrel. The first thing we're going to do with this pistol is check to see that it is in fact unloaded and safe, and you can see in there's no brass and it is safe. To start the disassembly, I'll just point out a couple little parts here real quick. We're going to be using this notch right on top of my finger to take the slide stop out here in a second. But the first thing you do is you come up here, you push in on the bottom part, and this little bushing right here is going to pop over to the right side of the pistol. The bushing is going to pop off like that. And then what you're going to do is pull the slide back just a little bit, push it over to the other side of the pistol, and then you're going to come over here and put the slide release on that notch I talked about just a second ago and line it up like so, pop it out, and the whole slide at this point is going to come off of the gun. So here you have the frame you can see with the feed ramp, right here you have the manual safety, and back here you have the grip safety. One of my favorite features about the 1911 is the grip safety, because if you're not actually holding the weapon correctly, it will not fire. You can sit here all day with the safety off and pull on the trigger, and it's just not going to go off if you're not holding the gun properly and depressing that grip safety. So there's that. Oh, and just for comparison here, we've got a dollar bill so you can see about how big the gun is. And from right to left there, I guess it's left to right on your screen, you've got a 45 caliber, a 40 caliber, and a 9mm cartridge. So just for comparison, you can see about how big this gun is. So we're going to come over here to the slide. We're going to pop the recoil spring and recoil spring guide out. There's the spring guide. I've got a little rubber stopper on the back of that just to protect the frame of the gun from the beating that 45 caliber cartridge puts out. And then we're going to pull the recoil spring out like so. This is about a 16-pound recoil spring right here. Can't remember what the standard weight is, but depending on what weight of bullet you're shooting, if you're shooting plus P loads all the time or anything like that, you're going to want a heavier recoil spring. You're going to come like so, and the barrel is going to slide out the end of the slide like that. And one thing that is different about these Series 70 pistols from a Series 80 is that the bushing has some little notches on it, as you can see, and this is supposed to hold the barrel a little bit tighter in the frame and supposedly make the gun a little more accurate. I don't really notice a difference. I've got a Series 80 1911 as well, and it just has a straight bushing that pops off a lot easier. I don't really notice a difference, but it's just one of those variations that Colt has done over the years. So you pop that off, and I'll just kind of lay everything out here so we can see it all together. You've got the slide on top, underneath you've got the barrel, under that the frame, and then over here I've got the slide stop and the barrel bushing, and then we've got the recoil spring guide, and the piece that holds it all in place on the end of the gun. And over here you've got the magazine. So now that we've taken the gun apart, I'll point out one more thing I've done to this aftermarket is just this thicker Hogue rubber grip. It's good for people who have bigger hands or who like a little bit more recoil absorption in their grip. That's another thing I like about the 1911 is it's totally customizable in terms of how big or small of a grip you want depending on the size of your hands and your personal preference. And just one other slight difference on the Series 70 is you see right here this piece. This is the mainspring housing, and on a Series 70 that's going to be a curved piece, whereas on a Series 80 that's going to be straight. And that, again, that's something, if you wanted the flat one, you could very easily pop that out and put it in there and change it out. It's totally up to you how you want to customize the pistol. So now that we've got that all apart and I've kind of described all the bits and pieces, I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. So what you want to do is you want to take the slide and you want to pop the barrel back into the front of the slide like so. And we'll put that down here real quick. Now you'll see on the recoil spring that there are two different sides. This side is just coiled all the way to the end, and then this side is kind of a little bit thicker. the thicker part is what goes against, or is what goes into the pistol. So in other words, that's a little bit more beefy right there. That's going to go like so into the pistol. So we're going to put the guide on the back of the spring like so. Line that little rubber buffer up there. Slide it back into the slide of the pistol. And at this point, there's a few various ways you can do this, but I like to get this part on here first. So you just kind of pop the barrel out of the slide a little bit like so. Get that to go in, get it to drop back into the pistol, and slide it over to the right side of the pistol. And when I'm talking about the directions, I'm talking about the side of the pistol as you'd be looking at it from the back. So now that we've got that back in, what we want to do is reattach the slide in the frame. You're going to line up these slide rails right here with the corresponding slide rails on the slide. And you're going to slide it forward like so. Now it's kind of hard to see in this video, but what you want to do here is, well, there's a little notch in the slide right here, and that's where the slide stop needs to go through to reassemble the pistol correctly. So you need to line that up with the corresponding hole on the frame that you can see there in the front above the trigger. So we're going to slide that back on like so. And you just kind of, it might be hard to see on this video, but you got to just kind of look in there until they're lined up. And then once they are, you pop the little slide stop back in. You kind of click that up right there, and then slide it back to that notch I talked about earlier, and it'll go all the way in at this point. See? And then we're going to come up to the front of the pistol with the recoil spring still sticking out. We're going to push this piece back in, like so, and click this back over to the center, and the pistol is back together. And one of the ways that you can check to make sure that the pistol is in fact put back together correctly, we'll do one more safety check just to see there's no brass, the gun is in fact unloaded. So you're going to close the slide, depressing the grip safety, pull the trigger, it does in fact pull. And then another thing you can do is while you're holding down the trigger, cycle the slide while keeping the trigger depressed, and then let your finger forward. And that click you just heard is the sear re-engaging, so you know that you've reassembled the pistol correctly. So if we put the safety on, can sit here all day and pull the trigger, it's not going to go off. If I take the safety off and just pull the trigger without depressing the grip safety, the gun will not go off. You can do it all day. Thanks for watching. This has been the field strip disassembly of a Colt Series 70 1911. Stay tuned for some more videos. We're going to do a Series 80 review disassembly just like this one, and we're also going to do a video at the range with this and several other pistols, and I'm also going to do a video describing the differences between the Series 70 and Series 80 1911s. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.